Hi, this is Sin Hao. Welcome to KiniNews. PKR Secretary General Saifuddin Nasution Ismail has addressed questions on his negotiations with non-Pakatan Harapan MPs to back Anwar Ibrahim as Prime Minister. He said this during a televised debate with Rafizi Ramli today.
PKR Secretary General Saifuddin Nasution Ismail has clarified that he had been mandated by Pakatan Harapan and PKR to negotiate with non-Pakatan Harapan MPs and parties to back Anwar Ibrahim as Prime Minister. He said this in response to a question from Rafizi Ramli during a televised debate for the PKR polls today. Rafizi had asked why Saifuddin had been involved in discussions with Umno leaders, including Umno President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi and former Premier Najib Razak.
Ianya bukan soal Saifuddin berunding. Ianya adalah merupakan keputusan kolektif setelah pimpinan-pimpinan parti dan Pakatan Harapan berbincang. Dia beza dengan Saifuddin pandai-pandai pergi bincang.
According to Saifuddin, when the Pakatan Harapan government fell, PKR and Harapan both held discussions and a decision was made that they would negotiate with MPs outside of the coalition. He added that the task was given to several leaders and he had been tasked to approach leaders from Sabah and Sarawak and also to meet parties outside of Harapan, including independent MPs. Saifuddin explained the rationale for such negotiations was that Harapan only needed a few more MPs to unseat Muhyiddin. He added that he had no regrets negotiating with them, as he was only doing the task that was given to him by the coalition. He also stressed that progress on all negotiations was reported back to the coalition, and its MPs were briefed.
Former PAS member Muhammad Khairuddin Aman Razali still believes that there is hope for the Muafakat National Pact and has called on leaders from both parties to continue with negotiations.
Kuala Nerus MP Muhammad Khairuddin Aman Razali said PAS and UMNO should not let the Muafakat National Pact be threatened by Bersatu with their small number of members. Khairuddin, who left PAS in March of this year, said Muafakat National could still work on the condition that the decision to cooperate is made official by the leaders of both parties. He added that talks on seat negotiations between the two should not stop halfway. On this, Khairuddin said PAS had to admit that UMNO had previously requested on several occasions for seat negotiations, but PAS did not entertain such requests. He said this was a mistake and called on the party to fix the problem. Khairuddin added that they can't hope for Muafakat to be revived while sidelining the key leaders of both parties. According to Khairuddin, this was the mistake for Muafakat in the past, as there were some who wanted the body without the head. Previously, PAS Secretary General Taqiyuddin Hassan had said that the unity of the Ummah through Muafakat National, which was initiated by PAS and UMNO, is considered the best formula. He said PAS is still urging for this unity among all parties, especially the Malay Muslim, Bumiputra, and non-Malay parties that are not extreme. Meanwhile, UMNO President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi had said that cooperation between the two parties through Muafakat National had to be set aside during the 15th general election. The BN chairperson said this was due to the party having given enough space to PAS to agree on the matters contained in the Muafakat Charter, but it never materialized.
DAP Secretary General Anthony Lok has responded to speculations that more DAP lawmakers have expressed their intention to sit out of the next general election.
DAP Secretary General Anthony Lok has dismissed rumours that there are more MPs from the party who will choose to sit out of the next general election. Lok said that Bangi MP On Kian Ming was the only one who had made a decision to not contest in GE15. He said this in response to a question on rumours that Damansara MP Tony Pua would follow suit and whether he was concerned that others would also withdraw from contesting.
And as far as the only MP so far has made announcement is only Dr. Ong Kian Ming. No other announcement has been made, no other decisions has been made by any other MPs. But in every election, there will definitely be renewal. There will definitely be new candidates emerging in each and every election.
Lok added that they appreciated the contribution of every leader and every MP in the party, but the struggle of the party is not about any particular individual. He said, no one was indispensable and the party struggle must go on. According to Lok, it was about the confidence of the public to the party as a whole.
So it's not a question of if they are leaders who are not contesting. It doesn't mean that they are leaving the party. Lim Kit Siang is not leaving DAP. Ong Kian Ming is not leaving DAP. But we have to change the perception of the public. Politics is not just about frontline. Politics is not just about being an MP or being an adun. Politics is a struggle. Politics is a mission of how to make the country better.
He said party leaders and members played different roles and were still important even if they were not involved in frontline politics. He added that if leaders such as DAP veteran Lim Kit Siang and Ong announced that they were not contesting in the next general elections, it did not mean that it was the end of their political struggle.
There is no time like the present to hold a general election. This is according to Umno Deputy President Muhammad Hassan, who said that his party is in the best position to face GE15.
Umno Deputy President Muhammad Hassan said now would be the best time to hold a general election, as the opposition was in disarray. According to Berita Harian, the former Negeri Sembilan Menteri Besar said that UMNO was now in the best position to face the 15th general election. However, he added that the decision to dissolve Parliament lies in the hands of Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob, who will advise the Yang di-Pertuan Agong. He said they understood that Ismail Sabri had his own considerations and would maybe wait until the Memorandum of Understanding between the government and the opposition expires on July 31st. Muhammad added that the Prime Minister had made a promise and he definitely wants to fulfill it. Meanwhile, in response to a question on the party elections, Muhammad said that it would not be a good time to hold it now as it could hurt the party. He stressed that UMNO wanted to face GE15 as a strong party and not one divided due to the party polls. He added that after winning the general election, anyone in the party can offer to run for UMNO posts. He said what is important now is that UMNO wants to recapture Putrajaya, and if UMNO wins, the Malays will win.
Pakatan Harapans Big Ten approach came up during a PKR election debate last night, with the party's youth chief candidates Fahmi Zainul and Adam Adli Abdul Halim clashing over the issue.
PKR youth chief candidates Fahmi Zainul and Adam Adli Abdul Halim clashed on Pakatan Harapan's Big Ten approach during an hour-long debate yesterday night. The Big Ten approach refers to Harapan's cooperation with those within the opposition bloc to defeat BN. When asked on the approach by Fahmi, Adam said that Big Tens or small tens are only political strategies. He said, what was more important is the stance and principles brought in by the politicians that represent us. He added that he agreed that any discussion on political cooperation should not be detrimental to the people, and they cannot repeat past traumas. He said that the public and party members are smart enough to assess the terms and direction for any political cooperation. Fahmi later accused Adam of avoiding his question, claiming that Adam was in favor of the Big Ten approach. He questioned if Adam would allow for the 3 Harapan-ruled states in the country, Penang, Selangor, and Negeri Sembilan, to be shared with parties outside of the coalition after they had worked so hard to defend the state governments. Both Adam and Fahmi hail from similar backgrounds of former student activism and are candidates for the PKR youth chief position. The PKR election for office bearers for the term 2022 to 2025 will be held from May 13th to 18th, while its National Congress will be held from June 24th to 26th.
Air Asia has taken note and apologized to customers for the inconvenience caused due to the rescheduling of its flights during the Aidilfitri holidays.
Air Asia has apologized to customers for the inconvenience caused due to the rescheduling of its flights. In a statement, its Chief Executive Officer, Riyad Asmat, said several factors and unavoidable incidents have resulted in delays that were beyond the airline's expectations and control. He explained that the sharp increase in demand during the festive season and the reopening of the country's borders since April 1st had contributed to the rescheduling of flights. He said that Air Asia Malaysia is now operating with only 40 aircraft, compared to almost 100 before the COVID-19 pandemic. According to Riyadh, this is due to the long waiting queues for aircraft maintenance facilities in Malaysia and the region before an aircraft that had not been in operation for a while can be declared safe to fly again, as directed by the Civil Aviation Authority of Malaysia. Riyadh added that there were also unforeseen incidents that resulted in between 3 to 5 aircraft having to be removed from the schedule during the period. He said they had tried to ensure minimum impact to all guests and ensure that everyone can arrive at their respective destinations as soon as possible, and this included the launch of special flights to carry stranded passengers. He said the priority now is to minimize incidents of flight cancellations and ensure that passengers arrive safely at their destinations.
Despite their apology, Bandar Kuching MP Kelvin has taken AirAsia to task, saying that the company's excuses were not acceptable.
Bandar Kuching MP Kelvin said that the excuses given by AirAsia for the delays and rescheduling of domestic flights was unacceptable. In a statement today, he said while the safety and security of the planes and passengers are of utmost importance, the company should have anticipated the situation and not sell tickets if they cannot deliver as promised. He said for consumers, it can be interpreted as a form of misrepresentation if they purchase a certain flight at a certain time, but yet get rescheduled to a different time. He also reiterated his call for the government to take quick action on the matter. He said the government should also form a long-term policy to ensure that this does not happen again, and airlines are kept accountable towards their set schedule. He added that while the government stated that there would be an investigation, such an investigation should not be an excuse to delay necessary action. The past week has seen numerous internet users complaining about delays and rescheduling of AirAsia flights. In their apology yesterday, AirAsia had explained that among the factors which contributed to the rescheduling of flights during the festive season included the demand for domestic flights, which had risen very sharply. They added that there were insufficient aircraft due to the long waiting queues for aircraft maintenance facilities in Malaysia and the region, and aircraft which had not been in operation must be checked before they can be declared safe to fly again.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you would like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Sin Hao. Thank you for watching.